Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, Muster. It is the first day of the week that we get to kick things off, that we get to start our week right, that we get to reset our compass. And maybe we got off track last week. Maybe we just had a major life ambush and we're trying to figure out where we are. We're going through that React methodology. We're struggling and we're like, oh my God, I got to get off the X. So, or maybe you just burned it down a little too hard at the Super Bowl, watching the Super Bowl last night. So, big shout out for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was a great game. I mean, that's all you could ever hope for in the Super Bowl is that it's not one-sided, that two teams fight hard. And I really enjoyed the game. So, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, their first Super Bowl win in over 50 years. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I watched it down here at this golf tournament for Special Operations Wounded Warrior, where we honored my friend Master Chief Ron Bellin. And yeah, it was just good. So what do I want to talk about today? I've got, to be honest, I've really wrestled with this. I've got some hard news. I have decided that I'm going to stop speaking and stop my coaching programs and stop my consulting because I don't feel like I'm making a difference. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But how many of us have felt the exact same way? I meet so many people who tell me this, and I felt it, and this is one of the most amazing things. So if any of you out there have had that doubt, if you are grinding after your hopes and dreams, and you're just telling yourself, I am not making a difference, this is not working, why am I doing this, I want to quit, I want to stop, I want to tell you right now that stop looking at this gigantic world that's out there and thinking that you're going to make this global impact overnight. You might, or you might not. But instead, bring it back down to this smaller level and understand, are you making a difference? This is one of the biggest things that I try to look at because I'll be honest, I have people all the time that compare me. It's hard enough that we compare ourselves to others when we're out there in this world. You know, we see someone else, and social media is the worst. Social media is such a double-edged sword. And we have, we look online and everybody wants to post, you know, nothing but happiness and nothing but joy and nothing but our, you know, fake sports cars and fake lives and not the reality of who we are. And we all struggle, including this guy, including so many people out there, rich, poor, you know, it doesn't matter. We all struggle. So be very careful comparing yourselves to other people. But even when it gets harder is when people compare you to others. And I actually have this happen a lot. People will write me and say, oh my God, I love your Monday Muster. I read your book. I love your book. You know, I saw you on the History Channel or whatever it is. And they say, why are you not, you know, being seen all these different places? Or why is not this happening? Why are you not at the same level as this person? Or I had somebody write me recently and say, why is your TED Talk has not been seen, you know, X amount of times? And I think it's really easy when other people compare us to say, oh, well, maybe there's something wrong with me. And here's what's most critical. This is where we absolutely need to take a step back and say, where am I making a difference? And where is that impact? Right now, for some of you out there, you're all going after your hopes and dreams. You're all going after something that you're trying to make a difference in. And even if you don't realize the impact of you driving after that dream, here's one of the things about going after our dreams or going after goals or following that course to our final destination is other people see us. And as human beings, we have a great appreciation for those who are going after their goals, who are disciplined, who have structure in their lives, who grind through the adversity and keep pushing forward and are positive about it. Maybe you're a single mom or dad and you're going after a new career path. And it is a grind. It is hard because you're trying to raise, you know, a child or children, and you're trying to bring in money and you're trying to go to school, and maybe you've reached that point where I talk about at the beginning where you say, well, I'm not making a difference. Why am I doing this? It's not worth it. Or maybe you're running a business and you're just barely getting by, and you're like, oh my God, every month I'm trying to figure out how I have the payroll to be able to do this. We don't have enough cash flow, all these things. But you have employees, or you have people that depend on you, or your family. And guess what? You're making a difference. Or maybe, maybe you're making a difference for your spouse, or maybe you're making a difference for your neighbor, or maybe you're making a difference for your friend, and you don't even realize it. Your example and your ability to drive forward is making that difference. So I know there's so many of you right now that are listening to this that have felt exactly what I talked about. And here's the thing, I felt it too. I felt it too, man, to constantly drive forward and to be positive and to put out amazing content to try and help people. And sometimes I wonder, wow, am I really making a difference? But I guarantee you are. You are making a difference for at least one person. I guarantee it. And that is how I am trying to drive forward in this life. If I'm making a difference for at least one person, then that's all that matters. Then I am positively impacting the people around us. If everybody in this world, billions of people, continue to drive forward and go after their hopes and dreams, and that set the example and inspired someone else to drive forward, think about the impact that would create in the world. So, yesterday at this golf tournament, I had a guy come up to me, and I'm going to be telling more about this story. We actually did an interview about it, and a guy walked up to me at this golf tournament and goes, hey, you may not remember me, but he said, I was your nurse in Balad, Iraq, when you were severely injured, and he said, I helped stabilize you, and I put you on the plane to Germany. And oh my God, I do not remember in any way that period of time. I remember being in Balad, and for those of you that are out there, when I was injured in Iraq, they flew me to Baghdad first to stabilize me. And then they flew me to Balad, because that's where head injuries went. And I apologize for this glare. I'm doing this, and the sun rose as I was speaking, and I feel like I've got this, angelic glow. But the sun is coming directly through the window here, which I got to tell you is beautiful. But it's I know it's creating probably crazy lighting. So, but anyways, he comes up to me, he tells me this, and they flew me to Balad, that's where head injuries went, where they stabilized me again, and they packaged me to send me to Landstuhl, Germany. I do not remember anything about that journey. And this guy came and said, you may not remember me, but I was your nurse. I helped stabilize you, I helped package you, I loaded you on that plane to Germany. And then he pulled a picture out of his phone that I've never seen it. I don't even know this guy's name. I couldn't have picked him in a lineup out of a million people if my life depended on it. But we hit it off. The news came, such an amazing story. He's never been to this golf tournament. I've never been to this golf tournament. And we happened to cross paths here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, thousands and thousands of miles from where we initially met 12 years ago. And I thought about that last night. Here is a guy doing his job, trying to help wounded warriors as an Army combat nurse. And the impact he made on my life, helping to stabilize a severely wounded warrior, and then giving me the opportunity to drive forward and create an impact in other people's lives. His impact made a massive impact in my life. So I just want you to continue to think about that. When you're having your doubts, and when you're comparing yourself to someone else, and you think, oh man, I just can't do this anymore, I'm not making a difference. I guarantee you're making a difference for that one. Maybe it's for your kids, maybe it's for your spouse, maybe it's for your employees, maybe it's for your neighbors or your friends, but you're making a difference. I'm gonna close Monday Muster with this little story that I really like. So, a mom is walking down the beach with her son, and it's low tide, tide's washed out, and there's thousands of starfish that are washed up on the beach. And the little boy is walking along, and he's picking up starfish one by one and throwing them out into the water. And the mom watches with mild amusement and thinking to herself, man, my son has such a big heart. This is so cool. And, and she watches this go on for quite a while. And he continues to pick starfish up and throw them out into the water. And over a period of time, she starts to get impatient. And she's getting hungry, and she's thinking to herself, yeah, we got to go get lunch. I'm tired of doing this. So as she's watching, he continues to pick up starfish and throw them into the water. And finally, at one point, she says, honey, we need to go get lunch, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna continue to do this a little while longer. So picks up another starfish, throws it into the water. So finally, she's really getting frustrated and she's really hungry, and she says to him, son, I think it's really great that you want to help these starfish, but there's thousands of starfish washed up on this beach. How can you possibly make a difference? The little boy picks up a starfish, he throws it into the water, and he looks at his mom and he says, made a difference for that one. So in this life, when you're struggling and you're thinking, man, what I'm doing is absolutely not making a difference, take a step back, because I guarantee it's making a difference for that one. And that's what it's all about. If you can make a difference for that one, it has a ripple effect, and it's absolutely worth what you are doing. So keep grinding away. You got this. And much love. Crush this Monday. Stay on course. If you're struggling, get off that X, man. We all have doubts. You are human, including this guy. I have doubts at times about what I'm doing, and then I bring my compass out and I go, this is where I'm going, as long as I know I'm making a difference for that one. Okay, guys. Crush Monday. I'm out.